Inside the thick, reinforced glass of a war machine, there is a silent message. A message not written in words, but in raw power. A symbol of dominance, fear, and unparalleled firepower. This is not just a bomber. This is the B-1 Lancer, the Bone, a machine that doesn't just fly over battlefields, it reshapes them. For decades, this airborne predator has patrolled the skies, unmatched, unstoppable, and unforgiving. It doesn't just rain destruction, it delivers it with precision, leaving nothing but devastation in its wake. With the ability to carry 75,000 pounds of bombs, the Bone isn't just a war machine, it's an instrument of strategic annihilation. But here's the real question. How did this monstrous creation come to be? What makes it so lethal that it remains one of the most feared bombers in the world, decades after its first flight? And why, despite all its power, does its future hang by a thread? To understand why the B-1 Lancer refuses to be retired, one must first understand its sheer capability. Bombers of the past were slow, heavy, and easy targets for modern air defenses. But this one? It defies the very idea of what a strategic bomber should be. Fast, powerful, and unpredictable, it doesn't just enter battlefields, it invades them. At its core is a variable sweep wing design, a feature so advanced that it allows the B-1 to change its aerodynamics mid-flight. Need to extend range? Wings forward, cruising at low fuel consumption. Need to attack? Wings swept back, and suddenly, this massive warbird becomes a Mach 1.2 5-speed nightmare, outrunning missiles and interceptors. But speed is only half the story. Unlike its stealthier counterpart, the B-2 Spirit, the Lancer is not designed to evade confrontation, it is built to dominate it. And then, there's the firepower. A payload capacity of 75,000 pounds means it can carry more ordnance than any other aircraft in U.S. military history. This isn't just an advantage, it is an absolute game-changer. Cruise missiles, bunker busters, cluster munitions, it carries everything needed to annihilate targets with ruthless efficiency. And because it can fly at low altitudes, avoiding radar detection, it reaches enemy positions before they even know it's coming. So, if this aircraft is so powerful, why are there whispers of its retirement? Is it truly aging out, or is it still too dangerous to replace? More importantly, what kind of missions does it still excel at, proving it is not ready for retirement just yet? Warfare is no longer about the sheer size of an army or the number of tanks on a battlefield. It is about precision, speed, and fear. And that is exactly why the B-1 Lancer still reigns supreme. When enemy leaders hear the roar of the Bone overhead, they know what comes next. Obliteration at a level few aircraft can deliver. The wars in Iraq, Afghanistan, and Syria have demonstrated just how irreplaceable this aircraft remains. Other bombers can hit targets, but the B-1 can hit more, hit faster, and strike in ways that leave no escape. In 2018, it played a key role in Operation Inherent Resolve, launching strikes against ISIS strongholds with relentless precision. While drones and fighter jets provided surveillance and air support, it was the Bone that delivered the final crushing blow. But here's the interesting part. This aircraft was originally designed to carry nuclear payloads. It was built to be the deadliest bomber of the Cold War, a deep penetration aircraft that could reach Soviet targets before defenses could react. When the Cold War ended, its role shifted to conventional bombing, and it has dominated ever since. It is a weapon of destruction that adapts, survives, and evolves. But with new bombers like the B-21 Raider on the horizon, is the B-1 Lancer finally reaching its last mission? Or is there still one final war zone where only the Bone can be trusted to strike? January 2024. A quiet military outpost on the Jordan-Syria border. The sun sets over Tower 22, a crucial supply and training base for U.S. and Allied forces. Soldiers go about their routines, maintaining security, training local fighters, and reinforcing the region's defenses. It seems like just another day, until the sky lights up. Explosions rip through the silence, sending shockwaves across the base. The attack is calculated, swift, and brutal. A coordinated missile strike, launched from an enemy-controlled region deep within Syria. Alarms blare, troops scramble, and chaos unfolds in seconds. But the response is even faster. The U.S. military doesn't hesitate. Within minutes, a counterstrike is authorized. And the weapon of choice? The B-1 Lancer. It isn't just about retaliation. It's about eliminating the threat entirely. Coordinates locked, payload armed, afterburners ignited. The bone takes to the skies, moving like a phantom across the battlefield. When it reaches the enemy's launch sites, it does what it was built to do: deliver destruction so absolute that the battlefield itself is reshaped. By the time it leaves, what once was a launch site is nothing more than a smoldering crater. The message is clear: attack a U.S. base, and you will not just be countered, you will be erased. But does this mission prove the B-1's worth? Or does it highlight that the future of war is changing faster than ever? The Bone story is one of war, power, and evolution. Created as a Cold War superweapon, it was meant to carry nuclear missiles deep into enemy territory. But when the Cold War ended, its mission was rewritten. No longer a nuclear bomber, it became the fastest, deadliest conventional strike aircraft in the world. And since then, it has lived up to that reputation time and time again. From the Persian Gulf to the mountains of Afghanistan, the Bone has flown missions that rewrote the rules of air warfare. It is faster than a B-52, carries more firepower than a B-2, and still dominates airstrikes decades after its first flight. But now, the question is no longer about what it can do, it is about how long it can continue to be the deadliest bomber in the skies. The B-1 Lancer has ruled the skies for decades, but even Legendz must eventually face their successors. A force of unmatched destruction and a symbol of U.S. air power. But the battlefield is evolving, and the question now is, how much longer can the Bone hold its throne? Will it fade into history, or will it prove once again why it remains the deadliest bomber in the world? Only time will tell. One thing is certain: when the Bone takes flight, war is never the same again. If you enjoyed this deep dive into military aviation, don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe. More jaw-dropping military stories are on the way, and trust us, you won't want to miss them.